Let's define impeachment further, and with Election Day 2020 not far away, what's it all mean for President Trump?
Eyewitness News reporter Matt Petrillo is asking those questions tonight. He is live on Independence Mall. Matt?
Well, the founders of the United States wanted to make sure the president's power has some checks and balances. That's why impeachment was written into the Constitution. It essentially means the president could be charged with a crime.
Impeachment is the equivalent of an indictment.
Political science professor David Barrett of Villanova University says it is up to Congress to impeach a sitting president.
A president has to do something very seriously wrong.
Here's what would happen, according to Barrett. First, the House Judiciary Committee must decide whether or not to move forward with the impeachment with the vote. If it decides yes, then the House of Representatives holds debates and then votes over each article of impeachment. After that, the Senate would decide if the president would be convicted of any of those offenses.
The Senate would become like a jury in a criminal trial.
The Senate needs a two-thirds majority vote to impeach, but Republicans currently hold a Senate majority.
As of now, it's hard to imagine the Senate finding President Trump guilty.
People we talked to have mixed feelings over the president's possible impeachment.
He should have been impeached a while back.
It was the right thing to do.
I think impeachment at this late stage in his administration would be a detriment to the country.
And an impeachment trial can last several months. Now, if convicted, President Trump would be removed from office and the vice president would then step in. Reporting live in Old City, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Matt, thank you.